Ladies and gentlemen.
I agree.
All right.
I
Maybe we'll
agree.
do that.
Let's
This
do
is
it
going to be
then.
the end of the discipleship series.
End of discipleship series. That was-
done.
Close the surface.
That was who, what, and how.
Yep. Who, what, and how?
But what about when and where?
disciple? How do we become a disciple?
What about where?
I forgot what the last one was.
But
How to love something.
so our question was, what is a disciple? We defined that, and we just said, how do we become a disciple? And we added
Why
in
become a
between,
disciple? That
why
was the
become a
last
disciple?
one, yeah.
What was
Yep.
today's topic?
How to become a disciple. So we divided in 3 subcategories: be with Jesus, become like Jesus, do as he did.
That did not feel like how to become a disciple.
What would you add?
I don't even know.
I think you were on your phone.
No, I was listening to it. Did you not hear me talking?
No, no, but like,
It just didn't feel like it, you know?
in
like
what
how?
ways? Like what?
I don't know, just ways you can go out into the world and like actually spread the word.
So you're talking more about like, how can we spread the word?
So that what being a disciple is? Following Jesus and spreading the word?
It's making more disciples, yes. But it's
Yeah, it
also
was-
being a
I'll
disciple
just leave it
yourself.
there. I don't want
Be
it's,
with
it's gonna be another
Jesus.
it's gonna be another hour and a
Do
half
as he
of
did.
talking.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. All right.
All I know
What
is
was
I
it?
smell the pizza from upstairs and it's
Yeah. Be with Jesus. Become like Jesus. Do as he did.
If we do that, then we make more disciples. So I think you're right. There is another area that we need to kind of tap into of like how we practically do this.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the things I think a lot of people need to know is just like in their day-to-day life, how to live like a disciple, how to like what do you do? What do you do? We'll start
Okay.
with that.
So let's see. I'm just trying
Outside of reading your Bible and praying, how do you live like a disciple?
I think that's I mean, I think you kind of have to go step by step. I feel like, because I mean, that's kind
So-
of the step that I'm on right now is learning.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not gonna. Go
I'm on that step too. Like we have
Yeah.
an evangelism program at our church, and they want me to do it, and I'm like I don't feel you're never not equipped enough.
Well, okay. What kind of like evangelism are you talking about?
Going to the mall and just like, hey, you church.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't want to be rude, but that's just like, that's pretty culturally just like kind of out of touch. Like, it's just like,
It
it's
is.
not like, in my opinion, I think that gives more of like kind of like a kind of like cringeworthy response, because it's just like, it
Well,
doesn't
it's
really.
not just standing there and like, hey, Jesus. They'll be walking around. They'll go talk. They'll like find somebody and they'll start a conversation, just genuine, like a genuine conversation.
Yeah.
I agree in the way that Ben's saying that, like, it's kind of, instead of showing God's love, it's like pushing God's love.
It's more of like a sales pitch, which is kind of not like, it's, I think it can go good ways, because it can, like, if you start a conversation and then you not only start that conversation, but you invite someone over to like for dinner or something, then you can really make an impact on someone's life.
That's
So
what
like,
it is. It's they call it outreach. They don't call it evangelism. They call it outreach. It's literally just going into the community and just trying to spread the word. It's not.
Well, I think it's kind of the same thing as
It's-
evangelism. It's just rewording it.
Yeah.
It
Like,
is evangelism,
and
but
I-
it's in a softer way.
and I don't want to like put a negative tone on like spreading the word of Jesus. Obviously, that is all of our goals, but it's just like, we should be. It's hard to put it, but I just personally don't think, like, I don't know. I think there's better ways, but that's my opinion. I don't know. That's just like, that's, and the way that I would put it is, you know,
I think it's like putting your mind into like the thought of what the other person would be thinking. Like, if I was an atheist sitting in like a grocery store and like I knew nothing about Jesus, and 2 people like came up to me and were like, I mean, I'm like shopping for like street tacos or something, and
Yeah.
2 people walk up to me and they're like, "Hey, do you know about Jesus?" I'll be like,
That's
Yeah,
that's
it's
not
kinda-
how they do it. They
No.
do it differently than just, hey, Jesus. They like
Yeah.
they'll
Yeah, they start a conversation. They're not stupid. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that they are, but like it's just I think with most people, it's more of just like when someone walks up to you like that, it's just like it doesn't matter how nice they are, or how well they pitch it. It's just kind of like get away from me. I don't want to talk to you. And that's just unfortunately the place
No,
that where
yeah,
we are.
it's yeah, it is a little bit out of touch, but again, it's at the same time, it's
And
Because
they're doing something, you know.
yeah,
It's
that's
they're
great.
trying.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
just
saying that oh they're trying, but I mean like they're genuinely like they want to make a difference.
Yeah, I think more than like 99% of the time, though, it's the people that are close to you that change your mind
Yeah,
about
100%.
Jesus.
But that's what it is. It's like even just like getting someone's number to get like to know them more. Like invite them to church events. You know, it's like hey,
yeah.
you want to come hang out with us? Like if you want to come hang out, come chill with us at youth. You know, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna like try and judge or say, like they're wrong for doing that, because like they're doing more than most people. So I
Yeah.
can't,
Anyways, back to you. What
back
do
to me.
you do
What
to
do
be a
I do every day
disciple
as a disciple?
besides read the Bible and pray in
Read the Bible
church?
and pray in church. Okay. So first thing I want to put out is
You do all
love.
three of the above.
Huh?
You do all three of the above.
I think for me, it's most importantly just like, I mean, spreading
Yeah.
love, just like,
Yeah.
Being a
just
light
for
to
every,
people.
every interaction with someone
Be the
is not
light
negative.
outside of the box, poking little holes.
Yeah,
People see the light.
I try to incorporate some of the practices into my life. Not because Jesus told me I have to do that, but because I realize that it helps me with a lot of things in my life. That's a personal thing. What I was gonna say is occupation that contributes to human flourishing and that is not morally wrong is also a form of worship. That is one thing that I do, that everyone does, that we should like work like we're working for Jesus. He said that. That's one thing. Everyone does that, but there's a mindset to it. But and then also like what Blake was saying, being like that light for people, but also having the courage to reach out and to talk and to do things,
Get the
like
checkout line. You're just talking with the lady and
yeah, just being
spread love
just
there.
kind, and like I don't want to I don't want to be in this light of like, oh yeah, all I'm gonna do is just be super nice to people and never convict them or never tell them like, hey, you're doing this wrong, or hey, I think you're doing this wrong. Like this is another thing that like
The worst thing to do is tell someone they're doing something wrong.
yeah,
I feel
well
like, oh no, they need to be told they're doing something wrong, but not in a you're doing something wrong. Like
yeah
this is
yeah.
the
So
right
like
way to do it.
Jesus, what Jesus did, let's say with like the woman who was like the prostitute woman who they were like gonna stone. He was like whoever's blame was still the first stone. But then when he went up to the woman, he said, "Here, get up." He admitted that what she was doing was wrong. He said, "And sin no more."
Yeah, you're doing something wrong. Here's how to change it, and it is forgiven ultimately because of the cross.
Yeah, and then also, well, he never said that because
Well, it hadn't
yeah,
happened yet,
it
but
happened. Yeah,
now
yeah. But another misconception that we have is that if we get too far to the side of like I want to be like a beacon for someone, which is what we should be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I would never like, but I like to stay in the middle. I try to be balanced as best I can. Um, in the fact that we when Jesus went to go eat with tax collectors and sinners, he wasn't just there just like illuminating light for people and then they were like, oh wow, I want to be like him. He did call things out and he did make
yeah,
things known.
flip tables at the church because it was something they were doing was wrong.
Yeah, so he did call those things out. So there is, and this comes with time. Being a disciple is knowing knowing when the time for certain things are, knowing when hey, dude, I think that this is not going to help you. I think this is going to do whatever, or just when someone's talking to you and you just need to be kind and you just need to just show that love. There's times perception, understanding when you need to do one thing or the other is really important. That
Yeah,
you'll learn.
it's more putting Jesus into people's perspective rather than putting it in their face.
Yeah.
It's like a movie. I don't know why it kind of reminds me of. I don't remember what the movie was called, but it was about a gambler. But that's besides the point. Oh, I guess it's not. But so this guy was trying to win a bet against another guy because he was in debt, and so he knew he was betting on a football game, and he knew the number of one of the players in the game. So like the bet was to uh guess the same number player that the other guy did for like a certain amount of money or whatever. And so what he did was like in his apartment, in like when he leaves his apartment, like all the places that he goes to, he planted that number. Like not in his face, but he planted it like around, hinting towards that number so it put that thought in his head. It's kind of like, I guess, in a way, subliminal messages,
subliminal.
like putting it into their head, but not putting it like at the forefront of their mind. And so eventually, I guess all that will come flooding in.
Yeah. That's
And
like
that's when that guy bet on number 49 and
Mhm.
then the other guy won.
One thing that I like deeply believe in is just like convictions and what God is telling you at the time and trusting and having faith in that. So there are some times where it could just be a completely random person and God is just like, hey,
Talk to him.
go talk to him, and then like that opportunity arises and then like that's all they needed. That could very well happen. Or it could be God telling you, hey, this person in your life that's close to you, look,
struggling.
they're struggling, they're doing this, you need to have a conversation with them. You need to do this. Or it could just be it's just an act of kindness to someone. I do really believe when it comes to discipleship is those convictions and those
Nothing.
those convictions and that those things that the people that God puts on your heart. I think that is at the core where disciple making comes from.
Yeah. And I do want to go back to the whole evangelism thing. I think that that is the difference between, our denominations, you being Presbyterian and me being non-denominational. It's the different ways you see how to do stuff, right? That's what denominations is. It's not disagreeing,
Yeah.
but it's just seeing how to do something differently. I like, we're more charismatic, we're more evangelical, I guess, in a way. We want to go out and make people. You're more of, you want to make. We're more outgoing, I guess, in a way, technically.
Yeah. I think I don't really define myself as Presbyterian. I go to a Presbyterian church.
You've always gone to Presbyterian church. You never
Because
switched Presbyterian churches.
because when my parents were alive, they were Presbyterian, and then I was referred to this church, Chapel Hill, and I went there and I liked it, and so I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, and like, I don't agree with everything that my church says either. I don't think and I don't think anybody fully agrees with their church.
Yeah.
Like even our pastor says, question your pastor. Like,
yeah,
question
that's
me.
important. Yeah, but
And we did. We asked him if we showed up in a furry tail and cat ears, what would he say? What would you do? We questioned him.
Well, I guess in a way churches are kind of like a way, well obviously it's a way that you learn. So it's not what you yourself becomes, it's more like what your
relationship with
taught.
God becomes.
Yeah, it's what you're taught, which can vary both ways depending on how you yourself accept it.
Yeah, it's just every denomination teaches stuff differently. It's therefore everybody it's the same idea, just taught different ways. I see it as like that.
yeah,
It's like school, we're all taught the same things, but everyone learns different things.
Every like, what is it?
I guess.
AP Spanish is going to tell you more than Spanish 1, right? Or no, that's a bad example. I take that back.
Yeah.
Mountain View teachers are going to teach you differently than Riverside teachers.
yeah. So I mean, I agree. I think that mainly what that goes over is minor doctrinal issues.
Yeah.
And like oftentimes I find differences in churches just the way people worship, way people sing.
Like you've been to our church, it's a lot more just like
extroverted and
upbeat music, jumping around, expressing yourself.
And mine is like there's a mix. They do that sometimes. There's people who are when you feel called, like, if you really feel it, like, like you raise your hands or you do, or, or
Well,
whatever, and you
that's how
surrender
we are too.
yourself.
It's you raise
Yeah.
your hands when you feel, and just I don't know.
And,
It's
not everyone does it.
yeah.
Some people do, some people don't, and then there's also like a mix of whatever. I'm not super, I don't, my personal thing is I don't really like to go to church and like jump around too much. That's just kind of like,
I like it in the fun songs.
yeah. I'm just like, that's just not that's
Like
just
when the
who I
song goes, "You
am.
pick me up and you turn me around." You jump up and you turn around. Okay.
Like, that's just not like, I'm just not like like I don't like dancing. Like,
I agree.
like,
You
but
don't
that's
like to
so
get
that's
down and
just not
boogie,
like,
Blake. You get down and boogie every night. What do you mean? I
I
don't
get
like
down to
dancing.
boogie by myself, but I
yeah,
don't
like
get down
around
to
like
boogie
close
in
people.
public.
Yeah, like in public, like I like when I was at Julia, my fiance's church, up in Oregon.
Down. Oregon is down.
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 They had
Down, boy, down.
they were doing like a youth leading thing, so they try to, in the youth things, they try to do like, a little like
That's
pick me up, turn me around. I think that was a song or something like that, so we would like jump a little bit, and then we turn around, and it was really only just like the kids in the front
well.
row, but like
That's how we
I'll
do it with
join
our youth
along with
too.
that, but
Like
like,
it's our young adults, youth. Like we have more energetic stuff for that, but like Sunday service, we'll have it more calm. We'll have it more
yeah,
for everybody, not just like the
yeah. I wouldn't,
the high schoolers and young adults.
I wouldn't say I have like an old soul, but I definitely lean more that
Yeah,
way.
you do.
Because I mean, I like you can ask Blake. Like I enjoy researching all this stuff. I enjoy writing all this stuff. I enjoy reading. I don't really enjoy like the whole like jumping up and down and whatever. Like I love Jesus and I have a fire. But like that's just not my form of expression. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
And
I guess it's somewhat okay. I guess it's kind of like I don't know, because when you really get like deep into something like theology or whatever about learning, it's I feel like you tend to hone in on the writing instead of the art, I guess. Like for example, like Albert Einstein doesn't jump for math or whatever. He just
You don't know that.
learned it on paper.
You don't know
And
that he didn't jump up
he
and
was just
down every once in a while.
like a you know, I mean, yeah, I obviously didn't know Albert Einstein, but I mean, shoot, how do I explain this?
no, I know what you're saying. I was just like, well, maybe I don't. I think I was trying to say my own thing. Do you want me to say something and then you can come back to
No,
it?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, like I think the basic idea that we're going along with is that just people are different.
Yeah, it's no one's gonna
Yeah.
completely agree with someone else. Everybody's gonna have their own idea.
Yeah. Like I don't personally think that like the whole like the kind of like sales evangelism is the best thing to do. That's my opinion.
I think it can work, but at the same time, I just feel like I'm too awkward to do it myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think some
I feel
people
like I get up to somebody, never mind, and just walk away.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like my conviction with that is just that like I don't know. I think there are better ways to do it.
Yeah.
But like I mean we already went over this and we could kind of talk about this forever. But that's my conviction with that it's just kind of like out of touch and it's just something that could be I don't know.
I don't think it's out of touch as much as it's just like another way to do it. I think it's is it gonna work for everybody? No. Will it work for some people? Yeah, and if it works for some people, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I'm saying is that like
Planting seeds.
I think what I'm saying is that with that there is a high risk that you put a bad spin on it too
Not
because like
necessarily. Unless you say
I,
some stupid stuff.
no, I know, but like when someone I mean, just like what I'm trying to say is that like what we were trying to say was that when
Hold
people
on,
come up
I'm
to
getting a
you,
phone call.
oh,
Keep talking. Keep talking.
when people come up to you just like randomly, it's just there's like this just kind of I don't know.
Yeah, especially for people who are like introverted. I feel like when people walk up to them and they're like, "Hello," like, "How are you doing today?" Whatever. Like when I talk about Jesus, I feel like they'll back even farther away from it
Yeah, they
because
can't
they're
have
like,
negative.
that is not me. Like
Yeah.
that, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Emmanuel is here.
It's Emmanuel.
Conversation. Join the conversation, please.
You're what? What's happening? Oh, Veronica's here?
Thank you.
I was gonna say, just bring it tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, queso chicken mac and cheese. I'll be there.
Okay. Chicken. It better be done by the time we have to
Hey,
leave for practice.
bye,
See you,
Emmanuel.
Send me the video.
What video?
This. It probably won't be out till like.
It won't be up till Friday
At 1 p.m.
at 1 p.m.
Where's it gonna be up at?
YouTube,
Ben
Spotify,
Providence.
Deezer.
Not Deezer.
It's on Deezer.
We're no longer
It's on
sponsored by Deezer.
We are sponsored by Deezer.
All right, see ya.
Bye, Emmanuel.
What were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about the.
All I know is
Yeah,
I keep
yeah,
smelling
like
the pizza.
someone. Yeah, sorry. Like someone who's introverted with extroverted people walking up to them about this belief kind of I feel like would put a thought in their mind that's like, I have to be extroverted to do that kind of thing, and it will make them back farther away from that.
Yeah. I think like what I was saying with the whole out of touch thing, I think it does just have that high risk of negative connotations as well, because like when I go to like the mall and there's like the salespeople outside like stores, like there's a reason there isn't that many anymore, because
Yeah.
it didn't work.
It makes me not want to buy that
There
stuff
used to be a
anymore.
thing. It was if you don't want to talk to people, go to the mall and hold a clipboard and pen.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, because I don't know if you remember, like 5-10 years ago, there used to be those salespeople who would just like
Yeah.
walk up to you and be like, "Hey, you want to do this?" But I don't see them
It's
anymore.
like this is
Because
like
all the ads are on your phone now.
it's a little inappropriate, but like when we were in I feel like I saw it more in Poland when Benicio and I walked around like at it was like 10 p.m. ish or so. There was people that we weren't going to go to like bars and strip clubs in the first place, obviously, but like there were people that walked up to you and got like this close, and we're like, "Hey, you want to go into the strip club?" Like they were promoters for the strip clubs
Or
and
like in
bars.
Vegas where
And
they have
they
the
would walk
playing
up to you,
cards
and it would
sitting
like,
around.
I mean, to me, it would make me not want to go there even more, even if I was like trying to, you know. I don't know. It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's even with that, it's kind of like maybe you'll think about it like 2 days later and you'll be like, you'll still be in town. You're like, oh, I got nothing to do. Maybe I go check this out, see what it's all about. That guy was talking about it. Might as well go check it out. See what it's like. It's planting seeds. This is all planting
there
seeds.
there could be times where like you invite someone and they could go. But like I was saying, I think there's more surefire ways with less risk.
I think it's all just planting seeds at this point. It's just poking the holes in the box to let the light in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, here's
Yeah, I mean, I mean, we could debate about this forever, because I mean, like,
there's
because I mean, like,
we're repeating the same thing
I know.
over and
Yeah,
over.
but like,
again.
but then I could say, like, but when you do that, you could actually be taping over holes and making it seem
I
more.
don't
Like,
think you really.
I don't know, but that's my.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's your opinion. Everybody has different opinions.
I mean, it's okay.
That's your opinion.
Going back to the salesman in the mall, it's like I don't want to buy that item even more because there's that person in between. It's like if that item was Jesus and there was someone standing there,
But-
like advertising it to people who haven't had the opportunity to like
But
meet or learn about
there's-
Jesus, it's gonna put that like
there's
But,
there's a part of it
capital
that's
N to that no.
how much do you think about that after the fact? After that guy is done, you're like
Nothing.
you don't think about that project. Well, maybe that product.
Well, because you walk away as fast as
Well,
possible, so you
no,
don't have
but
to
like-
talk to that person.
No, but if you
That's-
think about it, like later, maybe you think about like, oh, wonder what that product was all about. So you look it up.
I don't think that
I've never done that.
Yeah.
I've definitely like, oh, I get curious.
Yeah.
People get curious, so maybe they're like, oh, maybe that guy's about something. You look up what he's talking about. You look up the product. You go to not the strip club, but you go to whatever the guy's promoting. The event, right? It's playing. It's like just leaving little things that people like. Eventually, if they're curious enough, they go, huh, maybe I do check that out.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it varies from different person to person.
It
'Cause for
does,
me,
but
that would
that's-
seal a hole.
Yeah, that would
not make one.
I would hate that.
But I know there's people out there that, they think about it later, like me. You ever have an argument, right? And then you're like, oh, like 2 days later, you're like, oh, I could have said that and won it, right? It's the thinking about it later on and getting more curious about it, and like maybe I do check it out. Maybe see what it's all about. Maybe this product does work for me. Maybe this event will be fun for me. Maybe this church is what I need to, like, get back into religion. It varies from person to person, but that's just how I look at it. Just planting seeds.
I think what we were saying was just that, like, if it was someone like us, it would have more of a negative effect. So what do you have to say about that?
And I don't know how you say it's a negative effect.
It's just the person.
Because I mean, like, if someone walks up to me randomly and is just like trying to pitch me Jesus as a sales pitch, it's just more of just like I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
But like, hold on, there was something I was thinking about. Oh, so I mean, like, let's just look. I think the best place that we can go is let's just look at Jesus's life and how he made disciples.
Yeah.
How he made his first original 12 apostles was he called them. He said, "Follow me," and he poured out into them. And then he would give his teachings, yes, and he would do all that. But for the most part, it was him doing healing, random acts of kindness, stuff like that, never turning people down, and pouring into his 12 apostles, who poured into their disciples, who poured into their disciples, and that's how it multiplied. And I think that's and a big part of Jesus' ministry was literally eating food.
Yeah,
like he was like, if we look at the apostle, if we look at the Gospels, Jesus was either eating a meal or going to a meal. I mean, that's like most of his stuff was that, and having conversations like that.
Yeah. So I feel I think something that would be better would be making friends.
That I think that's part of what they're trying to do is
instead of going for straight from like you portraying Jesus, it's like you making a friend, and then eventually it gets to that.
I've personally never gone to this event, right? But from what I've heard, and I went to the training for it, like, it sounds like you get to know the person. You go not with the intention of, like, Jesus. It's more of the intention of getting to know the person, seeing what they're about, and then, like, even if it's like not even spreading the word, just like when you're done with your conversation, like, hey, can I pray for you? Hey, is there anything you need prayer for? Stuff like that. Even it's not always, just shoving Jesus down your throat. It's even just talking, just like, or like by the end of the conversation, you're like, hey, add me on Instagram, or like, hey, we have this church event. If you want to ever pull through, just let me know. Like, here's my Instagram. It's not like Jesus. It's, hey, if it's promoting in a outside of right now type of thing. Like,
there are good ways to do it, and there are, whatever. There are different ways to approach it. But yeah, I mean, that could work. I mean, I personally, I think, what would work the best, would be like inviting them to like some
that's
like dinner or whatever.
It's inviting them to, like, not necessarily a church event, but like young adults, or like even just like, hey, we have youth this week.
Yeah.
See what it's like if you
Well,
want to come
see,
check it
because
out.
I feel for some people that's the barrier. They've tried going to church and they don't want to go there again, like just because they met a new person. I feel like inviting to something that you both have in common, like dinner, obviously.
Oh yeah, like that's why this is why we have young adult game nights.
No,
stuff like
okay,
that.
I know,
I
but
see what you're saying. Okay.
yeah.
So if we look at Jesus' ministry, whenever he was teaching Christian to Christian, he would give teachings. But whenever he was teaching Christian to non-Christian, he would invite them over for dinner, or he would invite himself over for dinner.
Yeah.
In a common place where you can meet.
Yeah.
That isn't like specifically, because a lot of people,
it's
whether they've actually been hurt by the church or they just kind of want to,
have a separation.
Half the young adult stuff we do isn't at church; it's at houses.
No, I know, but that's still
if that's what you're trying to get at, is the church building.
Yeah.
Well, the church isn't a building; the church is the people.
Well, yeah, but what you're saying is the barrier is the church physical building.
Battery died.
I was on mute.
Battery died.
All right, guys. I think that was the Lord telling us to wrap it up.
Maybe.
Or
Who knows? We could split this into 2 episodes if we go long enough.
Yeah.
Because I do need an extra because I'm going to California in 2 weeks. So
Oh yeah.
we could just split this potentially.
Or just make a vlog for the.
I'm not
place.
making a vlog.
Well, yeah, you don't make
For a
vlogs.
wedding?
He does. What was even in that last vlog? I tried to watch it and it was like opening YouTube, and I'm like, nah.
It was just Benicio and I going to your.
Oh, it was a Europe trip.
Yeah.
I watched it. It was pretty fun.
I clicked on it. And it goes, oh, something went wrong. Open an app.
Benicio's like that one guy that I could do literally anything with, and I like wouldn't like argue with him or like hate him at all during anything.
What the heck?
Like
We live together.
No, I know, but like literally like everyone else I know, if I went on that trip with them, I
would've
would
got somewhat
I
annoyed.
would be annoyed with them for something, but Benicio like
Okay,
just
right
that
now, what would
guy.
you get annoyed with Ben about?
I don't know. I could just I don't know.
I would not want to have walked like the whatever. I mean, I've
The
Yeah,
3-hour
done
walk.
it,
yeah,
like,
The 3-hour walk
would've
sound
been
like
like,
it could have been fun, minus the backpacks.
Well, Benicio and I are like just
just adventurous people.
yeah,
we just
they're
just
both
don't
free spirits.
complain about stuff.
They're both
Which like
on like this like
I don't know. You're just that guy.
I don't know how we got into this.
I don't know.
I don't
but
know. I don't know.
With the fact that
vlog.
it's already an hour and a half video, you could split into like 2 40-minute.
It is an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Dang.
All right, let's just keep going.
Well, I mean, it's already an hour and a half. Depends on how long you want each episode to be.
45 minutes.
Well, let's keep going. If we have more
yeah,
ideas,
if we have more, but I'm.
I mean,
drawing
we're kind of
blanks right
repeating
now.
over the same thing, but
I'm trying to think of a new topic.
Yeah. Okay. So just to like kind of finalize, where our point was like what Jesus was talking about. You know, non-Christians met in a common place. Christians he taught. So I think that's what we should adopt mainly.
yeah,
in my opinion.
is people who know Jesus, you know, push them farther into Jesus.
I think we're closer than we think.
We're just butting heads on one certain thing, and we can't get over that one. Certain
I think
thing.
I don't think we should. So I think let's move.
But speaking of which, I'm trying to get my coworker, the guy's been training me. I'm trying to get him into church because I was talking like every guy that I've been with at church, I kind of like advertise that like I go to church and stuff like that. I kind of make it known. It's like, what if someone's curious and wants to know about church? So I make it a little bit obvious that I go to church, stuff like that. And this guy that I've been that's been training me for the past 2 weeks, he one of the days he goes, "Oh, you're pretty spiritual, man, right? I go, you're a church guy." I go, "Yeah." And he tells me something that he has. What's it called when you see figures at nighttime? Sleep paralysis.
Yeah, sleep paralysis.
He's like, "Do you know anything about that?" And I'm like, "It's demonic. Honestly, it's it's figures in his room and he can't move." And so, anyways,
no.
you can't tell me that doesn't sound demonic at all.
It sounds like it, but like at the same time, it's like I remember like Julia was telling me about how she had that once, but it was like one of those like dementors from like Harry Potter. So it's like
this is a different story from what he told me. He said, "I saw the devil sitting in the corner of my room once," and then after that, he had sleep paralysis.
It could be. I mean, but sleep paralysis is often linked with that, so it could just be like an imagination dream.
It could be, but at the same time,
there's a fine line between those two.
An active imagination and
it just depends on, I guess, what he's into, what he's kind of doing.
But he's like, he was talking. I'm like, "Well, just like come to church with me sometime, just like hey, come through." Because he was he was asking me questions about it, and I'm like, honestly, I don't have the answers from a church level. I'm not super educated in that realm of discussion. Like, come through sometime. And even after that, he's been wanting to come to church, so I've been like trying to get him. He was supposed to come to our worship night we had on Saturday, but he ended up having other plans. But it's
opportunities.
It's just I'm just taking every opportunity I can to get people from work, I don't really do anything else besides church and work, I guess. So there's no other places I go.
For example, he has been to church before.
Yes, he used to go to church, and then he stopped talking to his father.
Oh.
And that's when he fell away from church. So he just wants to get back into it.
Okay.
And I'm
so he is Christian.
Technically, yes, but he believes in everything. I haven't gone too deep about it because I don't want to be the guy that boasts him about it all the time and be that annoying salesman, right? Yeah. So I've from what it sounds like he believes in this stuff but doesn't live for this stuff. He's caught up in the world.
He sees more Jesus as the truth and the way.
Yeah. He doesn't see it as a relationship. He sees it as a religion, right?
Well, it is a religion and it's a relationship.
It's more of a relationship. It's a religion. You got to have a relationship with it.
It's both.
You got to have a
it's a relationship and a religion.
We're getting stuck on saying the same thing. We're arguing about the same thing.
You said it's more a relationship, but then I was like,
but it is.
It's half. It's because it's a religion is a way of life.
It's all a religion and all relationship. There's no half and half.
Yeah, there you go.
Because Jesus was 100% man and 100% God.
Oh, good answer, Rylan.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, like religion is the truth and Jesus is the way. Well, both.
100. Okay.
Both. I don't know.
Oh, Lord.
The definition of religion.
Welcome to part 2 of...
I got you. I got you.
I think religion, the definition is a set of beliefs.
Yeah.
The belief in and reverence for a supernatural power or powers regarded as creating and governing the universe. So religion is the belief.
Yeah, it's kind of it really.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? The guy from work.
The guy from work, yeah.
Yeah, and that's an opportunity.
Okay, man.
Good for you for taking it.
Yeah, I want to.
You could also, if you wanted to, I don't know what kind of the age gap is, but if you wanted to, you can invite him to one of our dinners.
Honestly, I'm not even sure what his age gap is. I've heard he's young. I've heard he's like 40. I have no idea what his age is. I've heard he has a kid, barely. So I don't know if that's even true.
Oh. I mean, if he's cool, yeah.
He's super chill.
Yeah. I shouldn't say if he's cool, but like,
he's super chill.
Yeah, but yeah, like if you want to, you can invite him to one of our dinners, or you can invite him to whatever. I don't know. Yeah.
But, all right. What else can we bring up to make this longer for part 2?
Well, I mean, we can go into the giant questions that you asked.
That's gonna take too long, bro.
Earlier,
we can save that for the next.
Stop it here and go hang out with everyone.
That's what I'm saying.
Predestination, though.
What's here? A good idea is the next series, like just each episode, just dedicated to one big topic, like predestination. One episode. The next episode. What was the other ones we talked about? Stuff like that.
Book of Enoch.
Yeah, just like like the deep series. Call it that. Boom. The deep series. Just go deep into each topic.
Yeah, I do want to do that counterculture thing. And then maybe we can.
Counterculture or cancel culture?
You already said that.
I know, but I wanted to say it again because it was funny to me. I don't know about you guys.
Hope I just touched Blake's foot. He's going to come after me. Yeah, I guess we can cut it off here.
So that was episodes 3 and 4 of the discipleship series. Yes.
We'll make. I guess we'll split episode 1.
Oh, did you hear that? That was my wrist.
We'll just cut it off.
Yeah.
Where we start talking random. We'll include the Book of Enoch thing and the predestination, the first one. That's kind of just.
Yeah, it's kind of played in order.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll just do over this for the last one. Cool.
Okay. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for sitting through all of this.
Did you guys do the opening clap?
Hopefully you learned something. We don't clap anymore.
I'm gonna do it anyways.
We moved past the clap. Well, no, now it's the end of the clap. And okay. Yeah, so guys, watch us on Deezer.
Don't watch us on Deezer.
Subscribe
watch me
to
on Deezer.
Give Deezer all of your money.